broadly, when people think about cloud and what cloud is, cloud and open source are so tightly intertwined, one can't exist without the other. And what I mean by that is the economics that allow cloud to work depend on open source software. So if you look at something like Google or Yahoo or Twitter or Facebook, any of these things, their economics and their ability to offer their services for free are built on the fact that they don't pay for their software stack. It is based on, it's open and it's free. You know, so numbers, and these are all estimates because I don't think they've ever disclosed the number, but estimates are Google has 10 million servers. Now, if you start thinking about what's the fully loaded cost of a software stack, so operating system, backup, security, storage, file system, et cetera, even highly discounted, $2,000 a server, I think that would be not uncommon even in large data centers. That'd be $20 billion a year of license cost and maintenance cost if Google were paying for traditional software. Now, this is where you get the do loop, right? Google would never be this big if it were paying $2,000 a server for its software because it couldn't offer its services for free, which has allowed it to build that cloud. So these services, I'll take a good paid or a good paid reference customer of ours, Salesforce.com. Salesforce.com is built on Red Hat, and it's able to offer its services at very compelling prices because it gets the benefits of open source software. So first off, when you think about cloud, virtually any major cloud or software as a service company cloud is based on open source, whether it's free versions like Google or paid like most companies use, paying Red Hat for the infrastructure stack. The economics of cloud are almost impossible without open source. What I find most interesting when I go out and talk to CIOs about cloud, what I hear is very different than what I typically read in the press, right? About, you know, most people hear cloud, 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 everyone wants to move to the cloud. When I talk to CIOs, what you hear is, I want to pay for my functionality when I use my functionality, right? So I don't want to bear all the costs up front to buy all this stuff, bear all the costs to integrate this stuff, and then hopefully get the functionality, the benefits of the functionality at the end. I want to pay for my stuff when I'm getting business benefit.
So that's a pay per usage.
Right. That's a key thing. Pay for usage. I hear that over and over and over again. Second thing I hear is, I want to know that I can run my application where I want to run my application, wherever it runs cheaply, right? One of the issues with traditional old software stacks is they are very, very brittle, they're inflexible, and they're not mobile. And so what you hear is over and over frustration around this application. I can't move it, I can't get rid of it, it's on old hardware, and I'm stuck and I'm paying huge costs, etc. So I want to move this thing called cloud, right? And the third is I need application development models that are much more efficient and productive. Now what I find interesting about those things is cloud has the potential to deliver those things, but cloud doesn't necessarily deliver that, right? And this is where Red Hat is adamant around a point of view on the development of cloud. So let me back up on those things. Want to pay for what you use when you use it, right? Want to make sure you can move your application to where it should and can run best, right? And you want to have a development model or platform that's flexible that allows you to develop functionality quickly and cheaply, right? Now, as an aside, you can get all those things without cloud. I would argue Red Hat's been delivering that to customers for years and years and years, right? You can buy our infrastructure on a subscription. When you're getting the business value, use it. You can move your applications because the certification happens at the operating system layer to multiple types of hardware, right? And we offer with JBoss a whole series of applications and frameworks that are high performing, efficient. That's more of an aside, but back to cloud. Cloud is either going to develop as a next generation, hugely beneficial deployment model for IT, or it's going to turn into the mother of all lock-in for customers. Let me talk about a parallel for a second. You know, if you go back and think about cloud as a generic thing, think about network IT services as a generic thing. So AOL, when it first started, CompuServe, Internet, right? Technically, those were all similar things. Why did the Internet win, right? Why? I don't know if it's CompuServe.
It's simple. I had to call in London for CompuServe over a 12K modem.
Well, but most fundamentally, it made common a set of services, and it pushed innovation to the endpoints, right? It basically, you know, from standing up something here to reading it here, as long as you're using HTML, the transport layer, all of that was made common. So if you put that in a cloud context, clouds that truly allow an application to be written without needing to know what it's running on, and truly be able to move around from data center to Amazon to NTT to, you know, move around. And so the developer doesn't need to worry about the underlying platform it's writing on, and the IT administrator has choice over time to where to run that application. That, to me, is the equivalent of the Internet versus CompuServe. And what I mean by that is the developers spend anywhere from 60 to 75% of their time worried about what their application is going to run on and how it's going to run, and the remainder of their time, 25 to 40% of their time, actually worried about the feature functionality of their software. If you can truly abstract away the underlying infrastructure of this thing called that an application is going to run on, a developer can spend 80 to 90% of their time actually worrying about adding feature functionality, building applications. You will double to triple the typical productivity of a developer, right?
Should they ask for Red Hat-based clouds, or do you think in the future any cloud will accept any app?
Well, this is our mission, our vision, what we are doing. So if you think about what we did at the application or at the hardware server layer, right? The original Red Hat 1.0, if you want to say that, was, you know, write your application in Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and you can pick any hardware to run that on, right? So you're not locked into HP or IBM or Dell or, you know, Fujitsu or anyone else, right? We're working to do that at the cloud level now, and there are multiple components to that strategy. First off, a single certification. So we have something we call the Red Hat Certified Cloud Program. And so people like Amazon, IBM, NTT, and you'll see a whole raft of clouds. What we're doing is working to certify a cloud to say if it runs Red Hat, if it's a certified Red Hat cloud, if an application is certified for RHEL, it's certified for that cloud, right? Which is a fundamental key step in allowing workloads to truly be mobile from a data center from one cloud to another cloud. We've architected our certification to allow that. So an application certified on RHEL is certified whether it's bare metal, on a hypervisor that we've certified, or on a cloud that we've certified. And this is a very important point. There's no such thing as cloud in a box, right? As soon as something's a cloud in a box, you've said it's a walled garden. And the principle of cloud, in our view, is that you've abstracted hardware and people have choice at layers. So you can have a Red Hat certified cloud that's built on Hyper-V or ESX or on Rev, which is our virtualization, right? You can run Windows on Rev. Right. We call our suite of products Cloud Foundations.